Hey guys, and welcome back to the Make Your Wish podcast. I'm Erica, and I'm here with our lovely, beautiful co-host Desiree. And
Hi.
today, oh my gosh, we're talking about something that is so good, so near to my heart and Desiree's heart. We're
Yeah.
talking about Duh, don't underestimate her, the
Duh.
vision of it, and how you can use the principles that founded this beautiful, beautiful company to
Mhm.
enhance your life and to chase your dreams and all of that good jazz. But before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe. As always, we're trying to grow, obviously, and we really appreciate it. So, without further ado, let's just jump right in. Let's do question time.
Okay.
I have my question ready to go, so I can just go ahead and spit it out to you. If you could give advice to your younger self, what would it be and why?
This is good. This is good. Well, honestly, something that's just very fitting to today is definitely like, don't underestimate you, Desiree. Like, I think I would definitely say that. Like, don't take no for an answer, which I never really have. But yeah, don't underestimate yourself because you are strong and you are beautiful. And yeah, just take one step at a time. I probably would say that. Like, take
Yeah.
one step at a time because life is going to be really hard. But like one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Nice. I love that. I love that.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Um, ChatGPT. Oh, this is a good one. If you could relive one single moment in your life, what would that moment be? And
That's
what?
hard. If I could relive one single moment in my life, what would that be?
Only one.
Okay, I know it's kind of crazy. Do not judge this answer, but it was a significant moment, and if I could redo it, I would just because like I would just make sure that the vibes are even better. But if I could relive any moment, I would go back to 2018 of May when
Mhm.
I finally got my bachelor's degree from the University of Kentucky. It was just a surreal moment. I like growing up, you would work hard for stuff and you would get the accolades and stuff for it. But this was just a major accomplishment. It's one of my biggest accomplishments. And as I reflected or as I reflect on, my college experience, there's been plenty of people that I know that came along the journey that didn't finish. They weren't able to for whatever life circumstances. And not to say I'm better than them or anything like that, but just being grateful that, God did bless me with a mindset to keep going.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't an easy journey. There was a lot of times where I thought I was not going to be able to go back to school because of finances and all of that. So I literally fought to stay at the University of Kentucky. So for its Prince, my best friend, he knows we was in the office together
Together.
begging, can we have a grant, please?
I
Like,
know y'all got
we
money
have to
back
be
there.
here. We have to be here. We have to be here. But
Oh,
that was just such a very special moment. And so many of my friends and my family came together and like I would relive that because it was like, I mean, not every single person I love was there, but
mhm,
a good amount of people that I was, surrounded around,
mhm.
they were there. And it was just so surreal to have that amount of support and to really celebrate myself in that accomplishment. That's all I could think of.
I love that. No, but that'd be the best moments when it's like your favorite people, the best people that I mean, and family is everything, especially to you and
Uh-huh.
me. But it's like when it's like your family members and then you've accomplished something, so it's like you've been able to make them proud and then through
Yeah.
like the grit and stuff, those are the best moments.
No, definitely. I don't know, it's just like it was a grounding moment for me too. Like, yeah, it was great. And I honestly, I want to graduate again so I can walk across the stage and I can feel like
Let's go get our MBAs.
maybe we should, maybe we should. I was actually talking to a professor yesterday in the College of Business at the university here, and I was like, sometimes I think about going back to school, and she's like, oh, why haven't you go done it? And I'm like, because it's going back to school.
Yeah, because it's gonna
Yeah,
just go.
it's hard work,
No,
but
it's
yeah, we should definitely do it so we can just add it to our long list of accomplishments. But yeah,
period. Let's do
yeah.
it.
But
We'll talk
speaking of, yeah, accomplishments and things of that nature, today's topic is all about duh, don't underestimate her. And I think we should just start off with a background because a lot of people may have heard of Duh, Don't Underestimate Her, or maybe you haven't.
Mhm.
But I just want to let you guys know the story behind the brand and its purpose and all of that good jazz. So let's introduce Duh.
Get into it.
Okay. So Duh actually came to me in 2015. I was with a friend. It was my sophomore year of college that summer, and we were in the library just being like creative geniuses, okay? And we were talking about our goals and dreams of life. And I was like, my main purpose for life is to inspire people to become the best versions of themselves. And, we were just talking about that. And the acronym DUH came into my head. And it was like, duh, don't underestimate her. Mind you, this is 2015. And like, I'm still in college. And at that time, I was like, oh my gosh, this would be so great to have like a student organization called Duh, Don't Underestimate Her, where we bring girls together and we can collaborate on our dreams and goals, do vision boards, just like, that kind of vibe. It never happened, but the idea stuck. And even though I didn't act on it really until 2019, that thought was always there and it was inspiring me to take positions to, influence young girls and young women to become the best versions of themselves. At that time, I think it was 2018.
Mhm.
That was the first time that I really took action. I did do an internship with Girls on the Run, a very, very great organization, and they inspire girls to become the best versions of themselves through health, fitness, just holistically. Um, it was a great program, period.
Mhm.
So I was very, inspired to be a part of that. And I feel like that is what really birthed me to start launching on Instagram.
Mhm.
I recognized at that point in time as well that I couldn't just go from 0 to 100. I couldn't become this well-known, inspirational leader, etc. overnight. So I was like, I have to start somewhere. So I started on Instagram at Don't Underestimate Her. And what I would do is just provide daily inspirational quotes. And it would just be, the goal of it was just to inspire the viewers to become the best versions of themselves, to chase their goals, to chase their dreams, etc. And fast forward almost 10 years later, we're still doing the same thing. We're still providing the ladies with great vibes. And we actually launched our journal line almost 2 years ago, which is crazy. But, the goal and the vision of inspiring women to become the best versions of themselves is, it's still there. And to take a deeper step back really fast, and then I will let Desi talk to you, sorry.
Oh, keep going.
To take a deeper step back, the don't underestimate her is personal because I felt like not only was other people underestimating me, but I felt like I was underestimating myself. There were a lot of opportunities that I passed up on in life because I felt like I was inadequate or I just didn't have the guts to go for it. And the don't underestimate her was really, really, really an inspiration for me, telling myself like don't underestimate yourself, you can do it, like you can do anything, like, and that vibe just carried through with me uh, to today for real. Like I honestly feel like there's nothing that I can't do. There's been plenty of times that I've been a car technician. I'm
Mhm.
literally Bob the Builder. Like I really feel like I can do anything, and I want to give that same energy to everyone else. And yeah, that's pretty much the vision of it. I know Desiree would that around that time of 2019, I know we were conspiring on ways that we can inspire other people and stuff like that as well. So it's just been a journey and it's not over. And I really have so many visions, and we'll talk about that later. But yeah,
It's like the future.
it's the future, and we've touched many lives. I've always told myself, like, engagement does not matter. If there's one person that is engaging with your content, if you've uplifted one person, that's all that matters. And a lot of times it might have been myself, like, because the way I schedule out content is just random. So sometimes I get a notification that I've posted and it's like a random post, but I'm like, dang, I really needed that today. And it just inspires and uplifts myself. So not only am I providing vibes for other people, but I'm providing vibes for myself too. So don't
Mhm.
underestimate her. We're going places.
Yeah. No, for real. Like, I don't know if you guys can see my screen. You can't because it's just how it works. Oh yeah. There we go.
We'll put a little screenshot of it in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. Do that, do that. But yeah, no, seriously, like I can just piggyback off of what Erica has said. Like her whole vibe has always been like affirmations and just like she's really, really passionate about, again, not only uplifting other people, but herself. And I think this journey of just like self-care and self-love has so much to do with don't underestimate her. And I think that's just a story. Like her don't underestimate her brand is really just a story that she's able to tell. Um, and encourage others. Like it's very, very, very important for people to understand that you're not alone in your sadness sometimes, or you're not
Mhm.
alone in your insecurities, or you're not alone in not knowing if you're enough.
Yeah.
And don't underestimate her has really just been that piece that stands in that gap of like, hey girls, like don't underestimate yourself. Like, and you're speaking of like her as any of us. So I
Mhm.
think to me it's been crazy inspiring. Like even when I was back in 2015, like when Erica was just having it in her mind and like doing little things here and there but really trying to figure it out, like it was just so inspirational because we can all relate, and
Mhm.
that's what the world needed. And she's kind of like humble, but like don't underestimate her is like huge. Like they hit over 10K. It's a little up and over just because of algorithms, but they're like an established piece. So like definitely tap in. And now she's like branded out to her journals. Like don't underestimate her journals, and those have been a force. Like tell
Yeah.
me, because I mean, especially for all of us girlies, like we work, there's so many people that can connect to don't underestimate her, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you have a 9 to 5, whether you just, outside of work, like want to organize, like, and schedule yourself. Erica is like the queen of organization, and she just helps you kind of like put it where it needs to go. But that's just one branch off of duh. And there's just, I mean, I'm super proud of you and what you're doing in the world and who you are, like even outside of duh, like you're just a gem, like a gem.
I think it's so important, especially at a time like this where we actually have a female running for president, and not only just a female, a Black woman that is running for president. It's just like letting yourself know, like, there's nothing out of reach for me. You can
Nothing.
walk into any door. I mean, you can walk into any room and you can have a seat at the table. And if they don't want to give you a seat at the table, like we are empowering ourselves. We're building our own legacies. We're building our own brands. We're building our own companies where you can also provide women a seat at the table or men a seat at the table. So it's
Mhm.
all about, just believing in yourself and really, really believing in yourself. And I know you hear, oh, you need to believe in yourself all the time, but no, like actually radically believing in yourself will change your life.
Yeah.
Limiting the noise, that's what I like to call like the self-doubt, the anxiety, the depression, all
Mhm.
of that, just mute the noise and like really really hone in and tell yourself and affirm, which is Desi mentioned, but it's another huge part of our brand is affirmations. I really really do believe that, what how you speak to yourself and what you believe
Mhm.
really really influences your environment. If you
Mhm.
tell yourself like, oh, I'm so broke, oh, I'm so poor, like, oh, I don't have it, like if you live in lack, that's all you're gonna see is lack, but
Yes.
if you switch your perspective and if you affirm every single day that new opportunities are coming,
Mhm.
even though I may be a little broke right now, like new opportunities are coming for me. Like I'm finding new ways to bring in new income. That's what the vibe's gonna bring versus staying broke. So with all of this incorporated, all of this really just builds you up. It really helps you understand who you are to the core because life is also going to tell you who you are. We
Mhm.
live in a world where everyone wants to tell a woman what's wrong with her, what she needs to fix, etc. And like, you don't have to fix anything, babe. You're like, you are great as you are, and own who you are. You don't have to change for anyone unless you are a really crappy person, then I want you to change. But I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Right now.
I know, but like you don't have to conform to every societal norm just because everyone else is getting a BBL. You don't have to get a BBL. You can love your body. And that's what does all about. And it just breaks into components as well as emotional health, physical health. We inspire you to get active. All of these things, spiritual health, establish a relationship with God, or whatever your God may look like, or I believe in Jesus, but whatever your God looks like, just have faith. And I feel like all of those components make you a well-rounded force to be reckoned with.
Of course. Yeah, and I have a few questions for you, like, in regards to duh, like if someone were to, and you kind of spoke on a few things, but just to kind of sum it up, like what would you say don't underestimate her means to a young girl right now? Like if you were talking to a 13-year-old and you were to say like don't underestimate you, like you see that she's like low or whatever it may be. Like what words specifically in like 30 seconds would you tell her?
Yeah. In 30 seconds, I would tell her the only opinion that matters is the opinion of yourself. Like, you have to find happiness within yourself. You have to be so secure in yourself that, like, anyone else's opinions, they do not matter. I would let her know that other people will try to inflict their own insecurities on you to make you feel bad about yourself because they see your light and they want to dim it. But just keep believing in you, know who you are, stand on yourself, and you do not have to follow the trends. Like if like just stay true to yourself. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I would say.
Mic drop, pin drop.
Yes. Seriously, I
No,
could talk about this for hours and hours and hours because it's so good. It's so, so good. And it's something that's so needed. I think about it all the time. It's like we have the privilege of like, we kind of grew up with social media, but we were at the beginning. It's not like social media is all we know. These young
yeah,
girls
we still
now.
had times like outside, like and no
Exactly.
phones, like no social
No,
media because we had razors and Blackberries. Like we
mhm.
didn't start in that smartphone.
No, we didn't. And nowadays,
The middle school.
yeah, it was probably middle school. I think I first got like a social media platform in probably like seventh grade. And I think it was Facebook was where I started. But there's
And that was still on
MySpace
the
and all
desktop.
that. Wait,
It
what'd you
was
say?
that was still on the desktop. It wasn't even
Yeah.
on. We
Yeah.
had it like our big like monitors at our house. We didn't have it on phones.
I don't think we really, really got social media on phones until like mid high school for real.
Yeah, like 10th
Um,
grade, I'm thinking.
yeah, I'm thinking about 10th grade too. So that's a long time versus these kids now, like they grow up with TikTok. They're 1 and 2 years old and they know all of the trends, X, Y, and Z. So more than ever, it is so important to let these young girls know like you do not have to look like what you see online.
Yeah.
A lot of things are fake. That's why they were saying as well that media training is very, very important, that schools pick them up now because it is important, especially when it comes to self-image and all of that. You have to build your young women up and your young men to know that, you don't compare your life to other people's life. Your life is great. And if it's not great, you have the tools to make it great. So yeah, I can get that's a whole different episode, but
I love it. We can do like part one, two, three, four, and five. No,
yeah.
but I think something that resonated with me that you said that I think I needed to hear when I was younger was like, um, you know, you can have a seat at any table like that you want, like anywhere that you walk into and you want to be there, like you can have a seat at that table. And I mean, for example, like I was just telling Erica, like I've binged selling Sunset, selling Tampa, selling the OC, and now buying Beverly Hills. So I'm like super obsessed with real estate and like property right now. And my dad has many, many properties back in Kentucky. So I've actually always had a foot in it. But selling luxury real estate is like something new that I'm like, wow, I can really do this. But right now, and I'm like almost 30, I'm like 28, but it's like right now is when I'm really realizing that like Desiree, any room that you step into, you can have a seat at that table. And that's what I think everyone really needs to hear. Especially in regards to don't underestimate her. Like you don't underestimate yourself and your power and your knowledge. Like even if you don't have it right now, go get it. And things are so accessible now that it's like you can do the work if you have that mentality of like mind over matter. Like there's no I can't, there's no maybe not, or this isn't for me, or some things aren't for everybody. I don't agree with that. I don't.
I don't.
Because if you want to do it, you can go get it. I tried law school with Ace being a 1 year old, and I can be honest, I didn't finish it, but I started and I was very passionate about it. And the reason that I stepped back was because it was timing. I wanted to be in my son's life when he was that young, and I just told myself I would go back to it. But who knows if I will. But at the time, I was very passionate and I went hard at it. I went hard at studying for the LSAT, to even take the LSAT. Like those things are like, wow, like I never in a million years, when I was little Desiree, 13-year-old Desiree, thought I could have a seat at that table at David Rosen College of Law, in Lexington, Kentucky. Like even at UK, I was like, wow, those law school students are like, that stuff. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know, it's just the littlest things. Like you can step into any room and
Period.
have a seat at any table. You just have to be determined.
Period. Period, period, period. And bouncing off of that, it's so important for you to know that your dreams and your goals, they are important. A lot of times God gives us these visions and we just feel inadequate or we don't know where to start. And, sometimes when you do have these big ideas, starting can feel completely overwhelming, but like take things one step at a time. Like I said, when I founded I didn't have any money. Like I had all these great goals and visions, and I still have these great goals and visions that I hope to get to one day. But I know I can't accomplish it all in one day. I constantly remind myself, like, my
Yeah.
favorite brands, Target, Ulta, they were not built overnight. Good things take time, okay? So like as long as you're taking little small actionable steps to become the best version of yourself to achieve those goals, like you're gonna get there. And even if you don't get there, you will be rerouted to a destination that makes sense for you. So
Mhm.
it's never too late. That's another message that I want to say, or send out there as well. That is near and dear to duh. It's never
Mhm.
too late. You can
Yeah.
start today, you can start next year, you can start 3 years from now. You'll be happy that you started sooner rather than later. But like it's never too late for you to chase your dreams, your goals, whether you have kids, whether you're facing illness, whatever you may have that you feel like is limiting you, you can push past it. You can do it. You can be 40 years old and go get your bachelor's degree. You can be 40 years old and go get your GED. You
Yeah.
can be, 40 years old and decide to start a business. You can be 21 years old and decide to start a business. Age does not matter. And I believe that time is kind of an illusion too, anyways. But yeah, you can do it. Like stop listening to the devil, the noise telling you that you can't. And another thing that I would just want to say too, and then we can end this. I'm sorry. Another thing that I want to say as well is just like protect your dreams and goals, don't underestimate the power of negative people either, So
Mm.
when you do have your dreams and goals, hold them near and dear to your heart. Treat them like they're your baby. Protect them with all costs while you are pursuing them. Because like I said, the noise, it can be noisy, okay? And you have to be able to push past it and know like this is me, this is what I want. I know who I am, I know what I want, and I'm gonna go get it. I'm not gonna underestimate I'm not gonna underestimate myself, and I'm not gonna
Mhm.
let you underestimate me either. So hold faith, hold strong to who you are, and just go for it. Don't even
Yeah.
think about it, just go for it.
Go for it. No, seriously, and I'll say two more things too, and I'll be done on my side with what I need to say. But um, don't like. I've also been told a lot like you're doing too much, or I've just heard it. You're doing too much, and I'm like, number one, the average millionaire has 7 sources of income, and I think we've all probably heard that now. But I hold that near and dear to my heart. So me wasting my time on just doing one thing or setting myself up in one way, it's just not how I move. So, of course, like you really do have to do the work to get in one space in one place, and to actually be like a professional at it or do your best work. It's an ever growing process, but at the same time, just don't allow someone to tell you how your life should go or what moves you should make or how you should make them or when you should make them because it's your life and we're going to make mistakes. Like I'm not going to say that I haven't made any mistakes at all. I've absolutely made more mistakes. I've actually absolutely not given myself enough time to do things or certain things, but that's your journey. And that's the last point that I'll make is enjoy your journey. We hear that and we see it, but it's so true is like your journey is your journey. You are so uniquely you that no one else can have your story, and I always think of it as a chapter book, it truly is like your chapters. And like Erica and I spoke on our last podcast last week about seasons, you have to understand that if you don't go through those seasons of hardship, you won't be in these successful seasons of, oh, I learned this, this, and this, and now I've grown this far. So you have to really like engage in where you are, enjoy it, learn from it, and grow.
Period. It's all for your making, babes. It's all for your making. Use your
Really.
failures to propel you forward, like, if you're not failing at something, or if that means you're not trying,
You're
you
not
should
trying. Yeah, you're not doing anything.
I actually read a really cool story about Celsius. I don't know if you guys know what Celsius is. It's a energy brand drink or whatever. But they had so many different versions their of their product, and they failed so many times to like hit their target audience, but they never gave up. No matter how many rebrands they had to do, they kept going till they found their sweet spot. And
Yeah.
now just last year they brought in $1.5 billion. So
Ooh,
that's to say, exactly. That's to say, don't give up on
Celsius.
your
We will
dream.
drink it right here. Like,
Yes,
just
Stephanie,
send
we
us
can
the
sponsor.
stuff. Like,
We live fit.
yeah,
That's your tagline. But yeah,
we
no,
will.
seriously, no matter how many times you fail, or no matter how many times you have to rethink a concept or idea, or how many times you have to restart, just do it. It will all work out in the end. Just
Nike,
don't
just
quit.
do it.
Just do it. I mean, we can bring in the brands. That's possible.
Right. Nike sponsor us. Just do it, guys. Just do it.
Let's do it. And I hope that you really, really leave this podcast episode feeling empowered, because that's just the main goal of this podcast in general as well. We want you to make your wish. And not only do we want you to make your wish, we don't want you to underestimate yourself. And we
Yeah.
don't want you to give anyone else the power to underestimate you. Block
No.
out anyone else's negative noise, what they have to say, because let me tell you, people are going to talk whether you're doing good or bad. So their opinions do not matter. Okay. So I really, really just hope that you leave this empowered and ready to conquer your dreams, your goals. And if you need daily inspiration, definitely follow us on Don't Underestimate Her. We provide you with morning inspiration, new month vibes. Like, we just have the whole vibe, okay? Like, come follow us, come join the community, and that's what I want to talk about next. It's just like the vision of where I want to go with it. Before we close out, but don't underestimate her. It's just in the beginning stages still. That's how what I like to think about it as. I hope
Mm,
to have like a community of women that are, you know, all inspired and all on the journey of becoming their best version of themselves, uplift each other, and whatever forms that looks like, whether it's conferences, retreats, just small breakout groups or whatever on Zoom or whatever it may be. I definitely want to just reach people. I want to reach people. It's my goal to reach 5 million people. And I know it's possible because I've already reached over 1 million people.
yeah, yeah.
It's so
On
powerful
social.
too.
Yeah.
I was sitting back thinking, because I was just like, I felt stagnant with and where it is right now. But I was like, Erica, do you realize how many people your messages have reached? Like, my page alone has reached over 1 million people, but I'm all of my posts are just relatable and repostable. So it's reached even more people
Yeah.
because people are reposting onto their page. So always know that like whatever you're doing to inspire other people, etc., like it's gonna pay off and it's making a difference in someone's life. And just don't give up.
Don't
Don't
give
give up.
up.
Don't give up.
Never give up, guys. Don't underestimate her.
Period.
Give a round of applause. Woo! And I pray for like, and I know this isn't a pray vibe, but like seriously, like don't underestimate her is so good in every way, shape, or form. It is from a pure heart and a beautiful soul. And I just know that it is going to go so far in Jesus' name. Lord, we pray that don't underestimate her, just triples audience, triples money, triples influence, triples all the things.
Opportunities, like all of it.
Opportunities just flow, 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 flow. Please, guys, go follow. Don't underestimate her. You honestly will not be sad. Like no, no way, shape, or form. Like if you're a girl's girl, if you're a girly, if you're in any really stage of your life and enjoy encouragement or enjoy affirmations or enjoy things that are just good, like
We
you
bring
will.
funny vibes too. We have great funny memes too.
I
So
mean,
it's not just total boring inspiration and affirmation, which they aren't boring, but you get a great mix of entertainment too. So it's great. But we would love to have you. Please join our community. Please go to our website, and which I'll put right here, and you can join our newsletter. We send out a monthly newsletter just oriented around you and how you can use this month to become the best version of yourself. But I love you guys so much, and I think we should make our wish really fast, and then we'll head out.
all
Okay,
right.
two,
3.
1.
Okay, sorry, mine was long.
You said you said
Okay, we're making our prayer wish.
making a prayer request. We're sending that up to heaven, okay?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, we appreciate you watching as always. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what drives you, what motivates you every day to accomplish your dreams and your goals below. And we will see you guys in the next video.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.